Monster of the week. We are here for me to run the first time and for these kiddos to play for the first time. May is stuck in LA traffic. Apparently it's particularly crazy tonight, but she will be in. Let's introduce my two players that I have now. Take it away, Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye. I stream TFT all the time. And I don't know what I'm playing tonight, so we will find out.
You're going to play a hunter. They're all known as hunters, but there are playbooks. Crowan!
Hello, my name is Crowan. I also play TFT. I play TFT professionally for Cloud9. I stream, do all that neat stuff, and I guess I'll be playing a hunter tonight, yeah. I don't know much about this game, but excited to learn.
Cool. And like I said, May will join us later, and I'll have to change the windows when that happens. That's okay. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to turn on some music first off. Oh! Too loud. Also, not the track I wanted to start with. Alrighty. I think we should be good. So, we're going to start with Faye. And so first off, the thing that you do get to choose is you get to choose your playbook. So if you go to Roll20 and open your yield character sheet, you'll be able to see.
Character sheet? Okay.
So there's a lot of different choices available. Yeah. So there's The Chosen. So let's start. Monster of the Week is a game based on shows and genres such as like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Supernatural, maybe even Smallville a little bit, things like that kind of brand. So you have The Chosen, which is kind of like Buffy herself. You have The Crooked, which is like, a criminal of sorts. You have The Divine, which is what it sounds like, a kind of divinely inspired either warrior, healer, bit of both. You can kind of do everything from being like quasi-angel to a paladin. The Expert, which is more of your Gileses, the knowledge-based people with resources. The Flake, which I think is someone who is involved in conspiracy. I think it'd be the best way to describe that. The Initiate is a hunter who is part of an order and kind of has that kind of thing. They're part of like usually a sacred tradition or an ancient order to fight evil. And Monstrous is what it sounds like. That is a kind of build your own kind of monstrous person. Anything from a werewolf to a vampire. I played, in a recent Monster of the Week game, I played a werewolf who was also like a ghost, kind of. You got the Professional, think Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible. The Spellslinger, for the people who want to be exactly what it sounds like, the Spellslinger. The Spooky, when you just want to be really weird. And the Wronged, when you want to, be wronged. So, which of those sounds exciting to you?
Probably Spellslinger.
I knew it.
That's the one I picked too. That's what I play. So let's go into Spellslinger. I'm gonna do this the same way. You all right? You got them selected?
Yeah.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick a stat breakdown. We're not gonna pay too much attention to the moves right now, but we're just gonna do. You're gonna pick your stats. Oops, I should have had my PDF ready. I did not. I will let you know here in a second. I need the stream up over here. So you've got. Oh boy, howdy. Coming over here to my playbook. 75. So the couple stats that you could potentially have here when making your character since it doesn't say it on yield Roll20. So you could go for charm. So let's do it this way. Let's talk about the stats. You've got charm, which is basically your ability to talk and manipulate people. Cool, which is your ability to act under pressure, as it were. You've got sharp, which is your intellect and the ability to investigate. Tough, which is how you kick butt and perhaps potentially like soak damage. And weird, which is how good you are with the arcane. So all of the Spellslinger stat lines get a +2 weird, so go ahead and mark that down.
Okay.
And then you can kind of choose, you could have, how charming do you want to be? A little bit, not at all, or negatively charming?
I was thinking of, maybe playing a Southern girl, so she's gonna be pretty charming.
Okay, so you go ahead and mark 1 in charm.
Okay.
And then you're gonna be, so that will decide that you'll have 0 cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 1 sharp.
1 sharp.
And -1 tough.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
That is your stat block. Yep. So you're going to be good with magic. You're sharp and charming, but you have a little tough time in tough situations. You could pick your style or whatever have you, but that's where we'll leave that for now. That is your character. We're not going to do moves or magic or any of that. That'll come in, and we'll pick that kind of as you play.
Okay.
Yeah. Crowan.
Hello.
So, which of these wonderful playbooks, you've already picked it?
Professional, for sure, of course.
Pro esports player, by the way. Ooh. Okay, that's fine by me. So, let me look at your potential stats. So, the professional is always cool. They always have a +2 cool. And then you can...
Nice.
Basically, the next big choice is, do you want to be cool and tough? Or cool and smart? Or cool and charming?
Go with cool and charming.
Okay. So you're going to have a +1 to charm, a +1 to sharp, a -1 to tough, and a 0 in weird.
Okay. Is my cool 2?
Yep, your cool is 2, I'm sorry. Yep.
Alrighty. Maxing cool. Let's get it.
And then you need to decide, you work for an agency. They are a black budget government department or a secret military unit, a clandestine police team, or something along those lines. Or even perhaps a private individual's crusade, a corporation, a scientific team, things like that. So you are a professional for some kind of organization or private individual with its resources. And you need to pick that. Once you decide, you can...
Okay. Let's write it down or tell you or both.
You can tell me.
All right. Thinking some private individual working for them.
Okay.
On their, quest. Not really quest, but they have some sort of goals. I guess we'll figure that out soon.
God damn it. God damn you, Faye. And then you're going to go ahead and I believe you should pick your resources. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pick your resources.
Okay.
You're going to pick 2 of them.
Of each little section here, pick 2 of both sections?
From resources and red tape, yep.
Oh, that's a different section. Red tape. I can read. Okay. Recognized authority, of course.
Okay.
People
Oh my God.
respecting my authority when I'm being really cool.
Yeah.
What else? Official pull? I want to be well fi- Oh no, there's so many options.
Oh no!
Alright. I'll do official pull. That's like the sway I have with like officials, I assume, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And then recognize authority, yeah, I guess. Like those feel like kind of the same thing though.
They a little bit are.
So maybe I don't want to vote this.
Well, recognized authority. Here's how I would put it. A recognized authority allows you to actually go into places with authority and investigate a scenario. Official pull just means that when you approach the police and ask them for favors, you're able to maneuver their bureaucracy. They're not technically the same thing. Without pull, you won't openly maneuver them. But a recognized authority literally allows you to go investigate scenarios without question. At least contextually. That makes sense?
Alright, yeah. We'll take both then.
There's some overlap, but yeah.
For sure.
And then the red tape. Your person, this private individual, has some complications that complicate your life. What are they?
Oh. I like the sound of secretive hierarchy.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. My brain's already spinning. I'm getting millennium vibes.
Secretive hierarchy and devious motives.
Oh!
Let's just double down on everything here.
So you are taking orders from the smoking man. That's what this is. You don't know his name, their name. You don't even know their gender, and their voice is completely undiscernible. That's what we're dealing with here.
All right. Oh man.
And then the rest of the moves we won't worry about for now.
Okay.
We're gonna build those through playing.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. Well, May's not here. So hard to build bonds with that. You know what we will do then is we will talk a little bit about kind of where you are. So you are in the town, or the area rather, known as Grizzly Hills, somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. The year is the 1970s. Prior to the... it is actually during the time of stagflation, but even with rising prices and stagnant incomes, you are still able to carve out a decent life for yourselves. Your rent is probably somewhere around the neighborhood of $90 for a month, $90 a month for a 3-bedroom house, and your income ranges between probably $7,000 to $10,000 a year. It is a good life in this idyllic little town, except for the unfortunate fact that there are monsters among you. This is not surprising to you, either of you. You know this. You have been exposed to how the world really is for quite some time. However long that is entirely dependent on you. You are on the younger side. We'll kind of establish that now. Your characters are maybe early 20s. But your characters are definitely on the younger side, and you know the way the world works. Though the world is, of course, warded with things like militaries and police officers and things like that, you, as hunters, understand that in this world, in the United States, that the forces of evil often creep through small little towns because they are often the least guarded. And so a hunter's life is often takes place in these smaller towns because they have less preparation against the forces of evil.
Alrighty.
What are your characters' names?
Sarah Williams.
Sarah Williams. Sorry, Tomster made me laugh in chat. Wait, Tom, if you're gonna be in chat, why aren't you just playing? Oh, he's probably like waiting in raid or some bullshit.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's just I don't get to play his character anymore, so we're gonna kind of steal some essence from him, put him here. Play Tobias Knox.
Nice.
Very cool person.
I'm sure he's not terrible at all.
Of course not.
Yeah. So Sarah Williams and Tobias Knox. Alrighty. I think we'll go ahead and do the bonds that you have with each other. Just to kind of establish what bonds the two of you have. So the professional, when we go down to your history, you're gonna pick one of these for Faye. Your relationship with them has romantic potential. So far, it hasn't gone further. They're on the agency's watch list, and you've been keeping an eye on them. You are related. Tell them how close. You met on a mission and worked together unofficially and successfully. They've worked with the agency before, and they're well regarded. You were friends back in training before the agency recruited you. This could be military, law enforcement, etc. They pulled you and maybe your teen out of a terrible FUBAR mission. You got sent to deal with them as a hazard, but you resolved it.
I actually really like the sound of that one. The last one.
Yeah?
With there being a spell slinger and all that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, whoops.
Tell them how you resolved it.
How did I resolve it? Oh, man.
Describe the scenario and tell me the resolution.
I guess it depends on what shenanigans Sarah Williams is getting up to.
How little overzealous happens.
Oh, a little overzealous. Slinging your spells. You're probably got mistaken for a big threat, a monster or something. I had to go investigate because that monster, whatever, was of interest to my boss, my secret boss, and they were like, hey, yo, check up on this, capture them, do whatever. But then they weren't actually. Sarah Williams is not the person that my boss is looking for. And so we resolved it and went off to look for somebody else. But then, maybe we kept in contact, Tobias and Sarah. And yeah.
Okay, I like this idea. So you were looking for a pretty powerful spellcaster. You figured out it wasn't her. And that spellcaster, unfortunately, is still at large.
Yeah.
And that is actually why you've stayed in Grizzly Peaks. So, we'll then go down, and what's funny, the Spellslinger and the Professional are right next to each other in the book, so we're good to go here, folks. We'll go down to the history of the Spellslinger, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, for Crowan's character, Mr. Tobias, they act as your conscience when the power goes to your head. Ask them about the last time this happened. So you'll pick one of these. Blood relation, though you were out of contact for years. Tell them how you reconnected. Mentor from another life. Ask them what they taught you. Your magic-fueled rescue of them introduced them to supernatural. Tell them what creature was after them. I think we decided that quite wouldn't make sense, but we could tweak it. An old rivalry has turned into a tight friendship. You thought they were dead, and now they're back. They're on and off again love interest. Or they're just a comrade in arms. You face the biggest threats together. Which one of those speaks to you? And I can repeat as many as you'd like.
I think the off and on love interest makes sense given the setting. How they met.
Okay. Is that good with Tobias?
Sure, yeah.
Wonderful. As we all know, I'm a filthy shipper, so... Okay, so off and on again love interest. Love it, live for it, love it.
Probably hit it off a bit when they first met, and then got a little bit rough, a little bit. Still friends with benefits kind of thing sometimes.
Well, you're both pretty charming, so it makes sense.
True.
Okay. All right. That will establish your histories with each other. And when May hops in, we'll just roll her in. That's about as much stalling as I can do. Yeah. Okay. So I think with no further ado, we will start. It's been a quiet couple months since the two of you connected for the first time, hunting for that spellcaster who turned out to be someone else and not Sarah Williams. And all of your leads and all of your information pretty much died there. You really don't know where they are. You just know they're incredibly dangerous and were responsible for quite some havoc in Grizzly Hills. But it's been a quiet summer. In fact, it's been actually kind of a nice summer. You've been able to tend to things around your own personal lives, and you've been able to make connections and friendships around town. And the hunt has been in the background of your mind, but always present in that way. It's yet another day in Grizzly Hills, and you are gathered at some local place where not gathered. You are both at the place where you commonly start your morning. And go ahead and tell me where that is.
A coffee shop. Seems cool.
Yeah. Riley Coffee Shop.
Okay. What's the name of the coffee shop?
Oh, man.
That's right.
A really cool name.
The Sun Deer.
Okay.
As Starbucks Sun Deer. Haha.
Haha.
Sun Deer. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, great. Alright. How do you spell that?
Sun and Deer. Deer.
Oh, I get the joke now. Sun deer. That kind of deer. I wish I could go back to the time of my life before I knew the joke. But here we are.
Same.
Oh, shit. Do this. Doing it live, folks. Doing it live. I don't know why I didn't have an image ready for coffee, but here we are. Oh my god.
Wait, that one's so good, actually. The Grizzly Grind.
The Grizzly Grind? Oh, shit. Well, you keep something like that in your back pocket for when you get to name a new place. So you are sitting there at the Grizzly... Not the Grizzly Grind, the Sun Deer. Alrighty. And you are discussing something. You can go ahead and take this scene away if you'd like.
Good morning, Tobias.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you doing today?
Oh, just another Tuesday.
A Tuesday, of course, but it's so full of possibilities. You never know what might happen. What might catch you off guard, Tobias says, as he, goes to flick a little bit of, coffee that he was, kind of playing with on his fingers, and flicks a little bit of coffee at her.
She looks fake upset, how could you?
Gotta be ready. You're ready for anything. What were you planning on getting this morning?
Oh, just a cup of coffee and maybe some kind of pastry.
Pastry. I haven't quite dabbled into many of the pastries. Might have to give one a try. Maybe on your recommendation or something of the sort.
Oh, a nice croissant is always good in the morning.
I'll take your word for it.
There's a ching at the door as someone begins to enter in a bit of a huff. This young woman around younger woman around town, maybe 28. And she walks up to the counter and begins having a conversation with the local barista. You do overhear a couple key words. Missing. Don't know where they went. Haven't seen them in 2 days. Police are giving me the runaround. And the woman does seem pretty distraught.
The woman who went to tell the
barista, yeah.
barista? Okay.
They seem to know each other and are having a conversation.
Sarah just kind of sipping at her coffee, looks at Tobias and
Tobias gives a wink, walks on over, very confident like, and says, "Ah, excuse me. I couldn't help but overhear a few words here. I don't mean to overstep my bounds here, but I might be able to help with something."
The young woman turns her head. She's a shorter woman of slight build with kind of really bright blonde hair and these really, really round eyes. She just kind of looks up at you. You overheard us? I'm sorry if I was shouting. I'm just a little upset.
Yes, of course. It's quite all right. You seem to be a bit distressed, but that's where I come in.
Are you with the police? Because they haven't been very helpful.
I'm not with the police, but I have connections. What seems to be the matter?
Well, she says, I haven't heard from my boyfriend Ricky in 48 hours. It's been 2 days. He works up the mountain. That old motorcycle. He works up drives by. He works up on the mountain, doing some logging. He's a lumberjack. And he was supposed to come back. He was supposed to come back yesterday, 2 days ago, but he never did.
That's quite strange. Would you mind taking a seat? Maybe I can write down a few details, help you figure this out.
She pauses. And I want you to go ahead and roll for charm. This is called manipulate someone.
Oh, okay. So what do we roll here?
It is you on your character sheet. You will roll the thing next to charm.
Oh, just click it. Okay.
Yep, just that clicky click. The one to the left.
Yeah. 8.
8. So 8. So that is what is known as a mixed success. So they are going to do what you ask them for, but only if you prove to them that you're sincere or you mean it.
Alright, sensing her unease with the situation.
Indeed.
Tobias will... tell you what, I'll buy you a cup of coffee, a pastry of your choice, so you can relax a little bit, maybe take your mind off of things. You might, just want to take a few moments, take a few deep breaths. It'll be okay, I promise you. If I'm on the case, I'll solve it.
And she agrees. She says, "Yeah, coffee is fine. I don't eat that many pastries. Just a black coffee, please."
All right, black coffee for her, please. What was your name?
You're asking her?
Yeah.
Jenna.
Jenna. Black coffee for Jenna, please.
One black coffee coming up. And she has handed her coffee, and you sit down at the table.
All right. I'll lead her over to where Sarah is.
Okay.
I'll say, hello, this is my associate, Sarah. She's going to be assisting in this matter, if that's all right with you. Jenna.
She says, that's fine. All the help we can get.
Of course. Tobias will pull out a little pen and notepad and kind of pretend like he's taking notes, but isn't really writing anything down. So he seems like he's got his shit together.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then so your relationship with your boyfriend, what was his name?
Ricky.
Ricky. Just absent-minded doodles in the notepad, not actually writing down his name.
The worst. The fucking worst.
How would you describe your relationship with Ricky? Was it a good one, amiable one, or was there ever any strife between you two?
Jesus, I mean, we had our difficulties, same as anyone, but we were happy.
Any other ulterior motives as to why he might disappear, or was it more just out of the blue?
Ulterior motives? What do you mean?
I don't know, maybe he's been gone a bit too late frequently. Perhaps might be seeing a bit more closed off or reserved than usual. Is anything that might be sort of strange or out of the ordinary before he disappeared?
She kind of looks down at her coffee. I mean, she says we did have a fight before he left for his shift.
Really? Was it the same day?
It was, but I mean, couples fight, don't they?
Of course. What was it about?
I've been wanting to leave Grizzly Hills for kind of a while. It's not very safe here, but it's been hard to save money with the economy how it is and everything. And I think it's just all the bills and everything they've been getting to me.
Yes, that's quite understandable. Is this the first time that I assume not, brought up that you wanted to leave, but Ricky didn't want to then?
Yes, yeah, we've been... It's not that he doesn't want to, it's hard with the finances. There's not really work anywhere else. There's work, at least there's work on the mountain.
Indeed. Has Ricky been a lumberjack for all of his life, or has he ever done anything else?
He started pretty much when he was 18. Actually 16. He dropped out of high school. He didn't finish. He pretty much started right then and there.
Does Ricky work every day?
No.
Off?
No. They're usually 4 on and 3 off.
4 on, 3 off? Could you tell me the days that he works and days that he doesn't? And also what day was it that he disappeared?
It changes. But he just got done with his shift. He just got done 2 days ago. And I had seen him on a kind of a lunch break. Well, not lunch break, but I had seen him that morning, excuse me. He was going to take the shift off. He was gonna come home that night. We were supposed to go to dinner and talk about it, but he just never came home. I waited a day, like the police said, and I waited another day, and I still haven't heard from him.
Has he ever done this before?
No, I don't think so. Not since I've known him. We've been together 6 years.
Did you talk to any of his co-workers?
I did. They said they saw him drive off.
At the end of his shift, or
At the end of the shift, like he was supposed to. No one's seen him.
What time does his shift usually end?
It varies, but that day it ended 4 o'clock on the dot.
4 o'clock p.m.?
Yes.
Alright. Well, Jenna, this is quite the mystery we have ourselves here.
Oh.
Nobody, from what you know, has come in contact with him?
No one. I've been asking around all my friends. No one's heard anything from him.
what kind of vehicle does he drive?
Some beat up old truck. It's rusted red. He was supposed to. I don't know. Sometimes after work, he'd stop. He'd go to the old abandoned sanitarium and have a few beers with the boys. But they said they didn't stop there.
At the sanatorium. But he didn't stop there, and no one saw where he went.
Yeah.
Alright, and how old is Ricky?
He's 20. He's 28, same age as I am.
28, and both of you are. Well, Sarah, anything that speaks to you on this subject, or are we going to do some further digging?
I think we should perhaps go talk to some of his co-workers. Have a look-see around. See what we can find.
I imagine so. Well, Jenna, who would be the easiest for us to contact you should the need arise?
She said, I got a house right out there in Beaker Street. You could just come by. 731 Beaker Street.
731 Beaker Street. Tobias actually writes this down.
She's like,
First thing he's actually written down.
she's like, I could give you my phone, but she's like, I'll give you my phone number. She writes it down. It's the house phone, of course, because cell phones don't exist yet.
Yeah. Alright. Thank you. If you have any other questions, we'll either call or stop by, but thank you very much. We'll try to do our best and look into this.
Thank you very much. I can't offer you any money. We don't have any, but just thank you.
Of course, it'll be a good change of pace. And knowing that I'm helping out is all that I really need in the world.
Sarah just rolls her eyes.
I gotta get back to work. I hope to see you, and I hope you got good news for me.
I hope so too, Jenna. And take care.
And she leaves.
Well, quite the mystery.
Indeed. I mean, I'm thinking that I want to check with the police if they're not being very helpful. I have some connections there. I might be able to figure out why.
It's a good place to start.
Yes, I'd like to take a trip by the station then.
Sounds good.
All right then.
Can I see your notes?
No, I mean, sure. There you go. It's just like some scribbles and then the address and the phone number. I got the important things.
Same old Tobias. Hand it back to.
I am offended. Most grievous wound.
Let us be off. Coffee at me.
Touche. Touche.
So you make your way to the police station?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You enter, and you can see the... you can see usual couple, deputies and things in doesn't seem to be any particular row or any kind of difficulties happening. Just agent at the desk and typical scene.
Does Tobias, I assume I would know someone there.
You do in fact have official poll, so you would know someone there.
Yeah. Just walk up to like the desk or someone and ask for, I don't know, whoever it is that I know. Just like, good morning. I'd like to speak to I don't know, Officer Bartholomew.
Officer Bartholomew. Okay, got it. Great.
And tell him it's urgent.
Oh, thank you very much for the raid. We're doing some lovely Monster of the Week stuff. Thank you very much. We're hoping May joins soon to bring her lovely light in. Otherwise, we're doing it live, folks. So, What was it? Yes, Officer Bartholomew. The agent actually takes you around back it takes you into the office rather, and brings you into Officer Bartholomew's. Fucking goddamn it. Officer Bartholomew is a man, probably in his mid-50s, definitely heavier set, but not from a Sloven lifestyle, but from a lifestyle of really enjoying food. Still has a great deal of strength to him, broad shoulders, kind of thick arms. He looks like he could, kind of bend a steel bar, but the man loves to eat. He looks up and he's like, "Oh, Tobias. Why are you darkening my doorstep on this fair late summer morning?"
Well, it's lovely to see you too, Bart. I'm beginning to think that, you might not have grown, you might have been as fond of me as of late. I haven't quite heard anything.
It's been quiet for the most part, and he looks over to Sarah. I see you brought perhaps your better half, or your humanizing aspect here.
My better half, I mean. Yeah, Sarah is here.
Definitely his better half.
He wounds me again. I don't know how much more I can take of this.
You'll be fine.
We will see. We will see. Anyways, business.
Is there a problem in town? Is that why you're here?
Indeed there is. I'm hearing reports of the fact that a woman has, her boyfriend has gone missing, and that the police have done nothing of the sort to assist. Is this true?
Oh, hell. Jenna came to you, of all people. We have investigated the matter. His truck was seen driving out of town. Yeah, we told her all about it. She hasn't been listening. She doesn't want to accept the harsh reality that he left her.
Didn't sound like the type that would be leaving. Sounded like the type that wanted to stay.
Ain't none of mine. I don't get involved in people's affairs, and I've learned not to trust the words that come out of a hurt person's mouth.
Indeed, I mean, who knows what really happened, of course. It could be a great deal of many things. I only know what Jenna spoke to me about. But it didn't seem like this Ricky fellow was quite pressed on staying in town. I wonder what would have driven him out. Anything, when you investigated, what really happened? Did you not detect anything odd? He just left and that was the end of it?
As far as I understand it, him and those boys went to the abandoned sanitarium for some booze. Had a couple drinks, and they all parted ways from there. Second, people leave this town all the time. It's not exactly easy living.
Yes, it could do with some fixing up.
He looks in. He's like, he wasn't the only one who left that night, recently either. So I don't understand what the big deal is.
Really? Who else has left then?
He kind of kicks back. He goes. Younger girl just graduated high school. Sorry, I was reading something. Her name is Anna. She's old Wart's daughter. Owns the hardware store.
And I don't assume there's any connection between the two of them, Anna and Ricky. Just another person leaving.
People leave all the time. As I understand it, she was heading off to college early. She just graduated high school this previous spring. Wanted to get a head start on her new life.
And when did she leave?
5 days ago.
Interesting. And none of Ricky's co-workers left? They just went to get some drinks, he left, and they returned home?
Yeah, they all made it back all right.
Now, perhaps I was misremembering, but I thought Jenna said that they didn't stop for drinks that night.
That is correct, Sarah. Quite astute of you.
That is what she thinks, because, of course, that's what the boys told her. But I'm telling you right now, I spoke to him quietly, and that is what happened. I'm sorry that she was so unreliable, but she's not an investigator, and people aren't going to look her in the eye and tell her the truth.
Of course. Well, if that's what's happened, Bart, I believe you, of course. If that's what they told you. Behind closed doors.
Yet something tells me you're going to be continuing to investigate this whole thing anyway.
I can neither confirm nor deny this, Bartholomew.
Just don't make too much noise. Got enough problems in this town.
Don't you worry. We'll be quiet as a mouse.
Something of the sort. Well, if there's anything else, feel free to let me know. You know, I'm always willing to lend a hand.
I have appreciated your assistance and will continue to appreciate your assistance.
Of course. I bid you adieu. Might be returning, depends on what we find.
I have a feeling you'll be bothering my craw yet again.
You might have some sort of some sort of premonitions about you, perhaps.
I'll be sure to bring a pastry next time.
That would be appreciated.
Sarah, he doesn't need any more of those.
I know.
I kid, Bartholomew. Take care.
Alrighty. So you part away. What do you wish to do now?
Well, Sarah, I think it's time to speak with Ricky's co-workers, perhaps.
I agree.
So loud.
Really sort of see what happened for ourselves. There's two sides of the story here already. Things are getting interesting.
Hopefully there's not three sides of the story.
I'm expecting there might be. But off to where did he work? He chopped down trees.
Sorry. I like Tobias. Such a little shit. Thank you, Mr. McNuber, for following. That's terrific. I forgot to mention at the top of this whole thing, it is September. Subs are half price off, so if you're enjoying tonight's show, subscribe to Dice Priority. All right. I shilled enough for 1 minute. They beat me if I don't, so. So you're off to the mountain up yonder?
Yep. Up yonder.
All right. Who's driving? Yeah, yonder mountain. Who's driving? What does this look like? What does it look like?
Tobias, I would think, but
Nothing more cool than driving a car.
yeah, pretty much.
And what's your vehicle of choice?
Some sort of convertible, of course.
Probably fucking mountain.
Red.
Okay. Red convertible. Go easy on the brakes on the way down.
Yeah.
Okay. So after some time, it takes you a good little while. It takes about 45 minutes to get up to the logging site. It's still early yet, and you do understand. And you do get there. You do see that the logging site is mostly empty, but there are some administrators in there, not the camper, in the trailer, because this is during their off days right now. One of them looks up to you as you kind of approach and pass through the gate, which was left open, and they just kind of wait there for you as your car pulls up.
Just kind of pull my car into the most like inconvenient spot possible, like kind of trying to make it obvious like I'm not here for very long. I'm just here to stop by, see what the hell's up, and then getting on out of there.
Okay. The man who greets you has very, very suntanned skin, kind of well worn and leathered, kind of deep red touches. He has really brilliant, kind of rich brown hair with highlights of red, and he is very, very tall. He's 6.5 feet tall and rather slender of build, but with decent musculature. He has a deep, booming voice and speaks to you when you enter. He's like, "Can I help you?"
Ah, yes, hello. My name is Tobias Knox, and this here is my associate, Sarah. We're here to investigate some happenings. As of late, I assume you know what we're talking about.
He looks around. Nothing going on here today. You're here about perhaps, what was his name? Ricky?
That would be the very one.
Are you with the police?
No. Not officially, anyway.
Alright, well, I don't know much about it. He left he was working, he left, and he hasn't, as I understand it, he's ran on out of town.
Interesting. Also, so we're clear here. Just think of me and think of us as private investigators, just trying to make sure that everyone's alright and nothing bad has happened.
Okay.
But yes, about Ricky. You mind if we step into your office for a moment?
I suppose that's fine. And he walks you into the trailer and takes a step back. There's another figure kind of towards the back sipping coffee, poking around with some paperwork. A kind of heavier set older woman who seems to be like the office manager. Kicks back in his little chair, it creaks pretty loudly. He kind of leans way, way back. You can see the chair's pretty broken in. He says, "So, what specific questions did you have?"
First of all, what was your name?
My name's Mike. They call me Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, I see why you've gotten the name.
Yep.
You're very tough looking. You can take on an army.
I suppose I could. I'm mostly just tall.
Well, that's worth a lot. Anyways, about Ricky. How long has he been working here for?
He's been working here 12 years off and on,
12 years off and on. Do you know what he's been up to when it's off?
I mean, these guys, they get tired of the work. It's hard work up here on the mountain. They quit, they come back. especially around the winter time when it gets a little colder. A lot of quitters then. And then they come back in the summer when they spent through all their cash.
Interesting. They don't take up any other work then. They just save up and take the winter times off.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty cheap living in these mountains. If all you want to do is wake up and drink.
Depends on the quality of the alcohol then, I suppose.
Yeah, he was what I call a seasonal worker.
A flaky individual, perhaps?
Flaky's a good word for it. Just, everyone's got their things. Hell, I was like that when I was younger, too. Now I'm superintendent.
Oh,
Think, ever expressed interest about not coming back to work?
Every day he was here.
About leaving this place?
Grizzly Hills? Yeah, everyone wants to leave, but we're all stuck on this mountain, aren't we?
Sure.
I suppose so. Has there been any strange behavior from Ricky that you or anybody else has noticed that you're aware of?
Strange behavior. Now, that is an interesting question.
Perhaps not showing up to work, perhaps.
That would not have been strange for Ricky, no.
No. Does he oftentimes not show up when he was supposed to for his shifts?
I mean, he would disappear for months on end not working, so yeah.
Well, anytime that's not the winter.
I would say, sure, hit or miss. He's missed quite a few days, but he mostly showed up. I'd say he made 80% of the days he was working.
80%. That's not very high for someone holding a job.
No, suppose that's why the little missus was upset about their economic situation.
That would make sense, yes. And instead of trying to improve or handle it, decides to drive off to who knows where.
He avoided problems his whole life, and I guess the end of his time here in Grizzly Hills was no different.
He was from here, was he not?
Yes.
Interesting. Tobias has the notepad out, just doodling.
And who are his co-workers, the ones that he goes and has drinks with at the end of shift?
Usual crowd of fuck nuggets and layabouts. I can give you their names. He gives you a list of names. They usually gather around that old horrendous sanitarium, that old closed down tuberculosis center. They usually gather around there after work, have a few beers before they all head home.
When does that place open, by chance?
It's abandoned. There haven't been sanitariums in America for like 60 years.
Right.
I suppose we might need to go talk to some of his co-workers.
I guess so. They're not in today, are they?
They're all off today. You could probably find them by some watering hole.
Might do some looking around, but if not, perhaps we'll return tomorrow, just for a quick word with him, if you don't mind.
Nah, I don't mind.
Out of
Alright.
curiosity, Mr. Mac, have you ever gone with them on one of them drinking trips?
No, I'm the boss. They never invite me, and I wouldn't want to go.
Makes sense. Well,
You've met his missus, Jenna.
Jenna, a couple times, yeah. She'd come up here, bring the boys lunch and such, things like that.
How'd she always seem to you?
Clingy, but nice. Not my type, but here we are.
All right.
not your type. What is your type, then?
He looks at you and says, well, I tend to date people of the same gender.
Ah. Well, that would explain why she's not your type.
Indeed.
Well, if any news reaches you about Ricky or anything of the sort, feel free to leave a word with the local station, whether it be calling them, but I'll be checking in frequently with them.
I will give you a call, Mr. Tobias, if I hear anything of interest, but I think this is just... I think it's fascinating so many people are interested in this couple. They were pretty unremarkable to me, but...
I mean, if someone goes missing, it's sure to draw some interest.
Good luck on your hunt. I don't think you're going to find anything.
Perhaps not, but would I be Tobias Knox if I didn't try? I would not. It was a rhetorical question.
He goes, okay, I'll take your word for it.
One more question before we go.
Yes.
Have you had any other workers of recent not show up and, leave Grizzly?
No. Anyone who hasn't shown up is just working off a hangover. No one's been seen running out of town.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Have a nice day.
And we leave.
Okay. Get on in the car.
I can see into the car down the mountain.
Alrighty. Take it away.
What now?
Well,
As we're driving down.
suppose we can try and go find some of his co-workers.
I suppose so. Having to track them down. It's a lot of work.
Well, seems like the type they're going to hang around a bar or some place to drink, so probably not that hard to find them.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. How many bars are there in town?
Not that many. So you'll be able to find the place that they are at. It is a kind of dive bar watering hole with one jukebox that only works half the time. What is the name of this place, Faye? Or no, Crowan. Sorry, Faye named the last one. Crowan.
I don't know. It's called trying to think of a grizzly something. The Grizzly Gullet.
Okay. The Grizzly Gullet, the dive bar with the half-working jukebox. You are all able to walk in there, and you do see a collection of lumberjacks in their classic flannel, strewn about, making some noise in the middle of the day. It's now after lunch.
Okay. Just walk on in, like I don't know them, know who they are. Just order a drink
Okay.
and just kind of listen to their conversations.
Okay. Want you to... I want you to roll me... Hold on, what the hell's it called? I have to remember what mechanic this is. You are going to roll plus... I'm going to double check here. You are going to roll sharp. This is known as read a bad situation. And I will be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oof.
Do we both roll or just him?
All right. Just roll better than a 6. Huh. That's not better than a 6.
It's quite worse than the 6.
Unlucky. I don't think we hear shit. Hey, you rolled 2 1s on 2d6. That's impressive.
Yikes. I shouldn't be doing any of the rolls.
All of the rolls have had a 1 in them so far. My first one had a 1. Second one had a 1. Here's a 2 1s. Rolled more 1s than not 1s so far.
Just getting the ones out of the way.
Out of the way. This is important stuff.
Unlucky. Okay, so you both need to mark an experience, because when you fail at a roll, you mark an experience.
Hog. Where is XP marked?
Yep.
Just...
It's on it should be on your character sheet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Roll20 has a couple different settings. Ha 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 ha. So I'm going to ask this question of both of you. What are you most vulnerable to?
Yeah, that's a thinker.
What is your character's weakness? What is your vulnerability? Someone in this bar is reading you. You don't know this, but they are reading you.
The character is weakest, thinking he's hot shit when he's not always hot shit.
Okay, overconfidence and arrogance. Sarah?
Yeah.
Being in a bar, I think it might be a case of, she sometimes has a little too much to drink. It's a bit of a vice that she has.
Addictive personality. Goes too far in on the drink. Okay, perfect. So someone has read this about you, but you do not know that they have, and you don't know who they are. So you listen on their conversation. Pretty mundane stuff. Not really anything too noticeable. They're talking about just about anything but the weather.
Tobias will attempt to join the conversation, whatever it's about.
Okay. Bunch of folks gathered around, and you how do you enter this conversation?
I just play off like some like line that they said, and just kind of like butt in and be like, "Oh, like that, I something."
Okay.
Yada, yada. Depends on their line, I guess.
Go ahead and roll charm. This is going to be manipulate someone. You're going to see if you can get in on this conversation.
8.
A mixed success. They do let you in on the conversation, but you have to show them you mean it.
Show them I mean it in what way?
So let's kind of set the scene here. Like they're talking about the all the beers they're gonna drink in Oktoberfest. That's what they're talking about. They're waiting for it. It's September, and that's all they can't just shut up about drinking.
So I don't know shit about beer, but Tobias would know a little bit about beer. So it'd probably just try to interject with like some really like, I don't know, really like desired beer that like most people probably like won't have the chance to try or something. Maybe like travel somewhere else to get it.
Okay.
But be like, I heard that's gonna be like, the hot at the next Oktoberfest thing. And be able to try
Specific German beer.
Yeah.
That's right. They turn to you like, oh, wow, can't believe it, and they buy into this. And they go, who are you again, basically? They all turn to you.
Our name's Tobias Knox.
Oh, all right. And they go around and introduce themselves. Bunch of generic names. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. But they all introduce themselves kind of collectively as a group. And they also introduce themselves as Sarah.
Yes, so what do you all do around here?
Drink.
When you're not drinking.
Think about drinking.
Fair enough. Those clothes you're wearing, they look like you spend a great deal of time chopping trees or something of the sort.
Yeah, we're all lumberjacks. All the guys and gals you see here.
No, quite the assessment on my part, then.
I mean, I figured you knew who we were. We kind of all travel together when we're not working.
Fair enough. I heard something about someone who you might work with. His name, Robert.
I believe it was that. Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. Yes, of course.
Oh, seven hells. Why is everyone talking about Ricky today? He left. He quit.
Oh, other people are talking about him too.
Well, yeah. Police came by asking us. Superintendent, his wife, everyone wants to know. He left town.
His wife?
Yeah. She asked us if we came by we were by the sanitarium. We told her no.
Were you though?
Some of us might have been drinking.
Nah, with him?
He might have been there.
Might have, of course. And he just skipped town, decided to leave everything behind, start anew somewhere else.
That's what we heard.
Did he confide in any of you?
Well, he was acting a little strange. We were all just sitting around drinking, talking, and wandering the halls of that abandoned sanitarium, and he was just talking about his hopes, dreams, blah blah blah, and he said, fuck it, gonna get my life together, gonna go do it, and he got in his car and left. Truck and left.
Did he talk about what those dreams and aspirations were by chance? Just out of curiosity.
No, not really.
Not really, just came to that conclusion and left. Oh, that's very strange. Not often someone works up the courage to do that and leave behind everything that they know. Very strange. Have you heard from him since he left?
No. I mean, he's got my number, but he isn't ringing my line.
I'm just curious. You think he's alright, or do you think something... I don't know. Do you have any bad feelings about it?
Not particularly. He kind of said some things. I mean, listen, he was acting... I don't know if I would say he's acted strange, but he was certainly emotional.
Emotions often run high in times like that, so understandable.
Yep.
Had he mentioned leaving his wife, you said?
No, not leaving his wife. He just he wanted to do right by her.
Did you right by her by leaving her?
Well, when he left, figured he would go pick up the missus and they'd just cut on out of town, but I guess he left all by himself.
It seems he sort of skipped a step there. Left her behind. I saw her in the coffee shop earlier. Seemed quite distressed.
She's pretty upset. Things happen. People move on.
Seems rather sudden.
Sometimes change is sudden. People just get tired of the life they've been living. They move on.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
Well. I think it's about time you'd be off, Sarah, perhaps?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Don't want to stay around for it to get too late, but thank you for sharing some drinks. Perhaps if I come across some of that German brew, I'll let you all know.
They're all like, "We'll see you at Oktoberfest."
Yep, I'll see you there. Of course. Wouldn't miss it. Then guess we leave.
Exit scene.
Exit scene.
All right. So you exit out the bar. Where do you want to head to next?
Just talk for a moment and said, "Yeah, I think this man just left. I think he just said, screw it."
Definitely getting that vibe.
Yeah, it definitely seems something of the sort. I mean, I almost wanted to believe that there was something else behind it. Something I'd have to go investigate, some sort of foul presence to have to defeat, but I don't think there's anything of the sort here.
That would make this place a little bit more exciting, but...
That it would, you know me, searching for excitement. I can't get my fill.
So they mentioned they was married, but I thought they were only boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's what she said, and that's what a couple of people have said. But they said married. I think we ought to take a stop by Jenna's home, perhaps?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I mean, I agree that, it kind of just seems like he left him, but I don't know. Would you really just up and leave someone, especially if people think that's your wife?
People do all sorts of things for strange reasons they justify for strange reasons. I mean, what was it? Mike at the lumberjack place said that he was a flaky individual, runs from problems. Perhaps he didn't know how to handle it. They got into a fight. Seems like something he didn't know how to handle. That's what triggered him leaving, perhaps.
Well,
Maybe it was the sort of final straw. Skips out on work when it gets rough. I mean, sounds like we have a case of a classic runner.
seems that way.
Unfortunate for Jenna, but so someone's got to break the news to her.
I reckon so. Suppose we should go do it.
I think so.
Alrighty. So you begin to head over. But as you approach the car, you do see there's this old woman who seems to be walking down the street. She's wearing clothes that are a little too small for her body, but she looks to be under some kind of duress. And she kind of stops you all before you get to the car. She's like, I'm sorry to bother you all. Could you help me find my mother?
Excuse me, madam. Your mother, where has she gone?
I last saw her when we were camping.
You were camping? How long ago?
Yesterday.
Where were you camping?
Out by the creek, kind of on the northeast side of town.
Camping by the creek yesterday, and she went missing yesterday?
I think she kind of, her head shaking. I think I'm the one who went missing. I got lost.
Oh, you got lost, but it's all right. You're safe now. We can just, take some deep breaths, relax. You're all right. Just look at Sarah like, huh?
Perhaps we should go to the police.
Yes,
Get
I
everything
think so.
sorted out there.
We're not far. Are you well enough? But perhaps you can give your story there, and we can all help this be resolved.
She kind of takes a step back. I don't want to go to the police. They aren't gonna believe me.
But no, they're very helpful.
And she starts to kind of back away. I'll find her myself.
Okay, well, you don't have to go to the police. That's fine. Just start taking some cautious steps towards her.
She starts to kind of shuffle away down the street.
Kind of go after her, but keeping a bit of distance to not be threatening to her.
Okay.
I mean, you said it was in the creek, northeast side of town?
Yeah, how a little bit up on the mountain to the northeast.
I mean, we could take a look, but we should probably get you squared away somewhere. Where do you live? We can take you home so you can rest a bit, and we can take over the search.
My house, I'm not sure anymore.
You're not sure. What is your name?
Bernie. But the full name, Bernadette. Bernadette.
Bernadette.
My
Well,
mom always called me Bernie.
how old does
So-
this woman look?
She looks to be late 70s.
Late 70s.
Yep.
Oh, damn. And your mother is the one that you're looking for, correct?
My mother, Patty.
Mother Patty. How, like, big of a town is this?
A pretty small town, probably. It's probably fairly sprawled out, probably 3,000 at most.
Okay.
It's small. Maybe more, but yeah, small. Small enough to where you know most people. Not everybody, but you know
Yeah.
most people.
Okay. Well, Bernie, we would like to help. We can take a look at where you are camping. We'd just like to make sure that you're safe, though. We don't want you wandering off and getting lost again.
She kind of takes a few steps back. She's like, no, not where I was camping. It's not good. Not safe. There.
Not safe? In what way?
Nah, it's not blue light. It's not safe.
Did something happen there?
She starts to take a couple more steps back. I'm not sure.
Oh, all right, it's not safe. It's not safe. Is it a place that we can take you so you can be safe?
Home?
But you're not sure where your home is?
No.
Alright, Sarah, if you would give me a moment, please, just make sure she doesn't run off.
All right.
And Tobias will go into the bar,
Okay.
and say to whoever's like bartending, excuse me, do you have a phone here?
Yeah, of course we do, and you can use it.
Right, okay, thank you very much. Just use the phone, dial the police, and tell them there's a old lady near the bar that doesn't know where she lives and requires assistance and is talking about some weird things.
Alrighty. After some time, the police do arrive, and Bernie tries to run. She does fall over, and she does take some harm. And she seems to... she takes quite a bad fall, actually, and the pain renders her unconscious.
Huh. Choices matter.
And the police are kind of trying to surround her and talk her down and you know, kind of engage with her, but she just takes off running, falls over, breaks her hip, and passes out from pain.
Just go over to Sarah and be like, I don't think, I don't know, it's quite a strange situation. I think they can, ease her pain perhaps, take her to a doctor, something of the sort.
Yes. Poor old woman. Some sort of dementia or something going on?
Something of the sort. It wasn't quite adding up. Very strange. I don't know. I'm curious, though, what she was talking about. But near where she was camping? Blue light?
I mean, that's what she was saying. She also said that her mother was missing. I mean, she seemed like she was in her 70s.
I mean, yeah, she was quite old. I mean, I suppose it's possible. I've heard of people living into their Early hundreds, but
Yeah, so
unlikely.
going out camping together.
More unlikely in that scenario, of course. Saying that looking for her mother, but then she got lost. I don't know. Maybe it's something to not really put much weight into. We still have to go visit Jenna, but perhaps after. I am curious. I'd like to at least drive by the area.
We can do that. We can let the police take control of the situation for the time being. See if they
Yeah.
have anything to provide us information-wise later.
Yeah, I'll mention that to them as well. I mean, I suppose she's rendered unconscious for a bit, so I'll go and talk to them. As the police are like gathering her or whatever, Tobias will walk over to them.
Yep.
Is Bartholomew there?
Sure, we'll say Bart's there.
Hell yeah. So, we see each other again so soon.
I suppose we did.
Yeah, I don't know what's gotten into her. She said she was camping, needed help, was looking for her mother, but then said she got lost. It was a lot. I just decided to leave it in your capable hands.
Yeah, I think that if and after explaining the story, he says no one's reported a missing child, mother or child. I think I would have known.
Yeah, it's rather strange. Said you went missing yesterday. I don't know. It sounds like she had a lot of stories mixed up.
Yeah, the only Patty I know in town, her daughter is safe and sound. I just saw her a couple hours ago.
So you don't know who this woman is?
No, she seems to be troubled. We'll try to get her the help she needs, but she's certainly not Patty's daughter, Bernice.
You do know you do know Patty and Bernice then?
Yeah, of course I do. I know almost everyone in this town.
How old are they? Just out of curiosity.
Bernice is 8.
And her mother?
I don't know. Mid-20s?
Alright.
Late 20s?
That is quite odd indeed.
Perhaps that old woman had some interaction with them, and in her fragile mental state, just got her wires crossed.
He looks down. He says, "Yeah, I haven't really seen her around town before, but it's possible."
Indeed.
I know everyone who matters in this town. He says, "I know most people in this town. I don't know absolutely every single face. We'll get her rested up, get her the help she needs, and she's being put into an ambulance, taken away."
Alright, thank you for the assistance, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it to look into, but she was talking about some strange things near where she was camping. I don't know what kind of strange things, but some sort of blue light. I mean, probably just nothing, but just so you're aware.
People think there's wendigos in the mountain. Okay, a lot of people say a lot of things.
Indeed they do. Indeed they do. Well, it must be off now.
Have a good one.
You as well.
And the police and the rest of them kind of take away and drive off as you are all left in front of your red convertible.
A really cool red convertible.
What do you wish to do?
Go to Jenna's,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
That was quite a horrible affair just now, but I suppose we should go take care of what we was supposed to do.
Yes, before we got a bit sidetracked there. Want to visit Jenna before it gets to be too late.
Okay. So you head on over to Jenna's house. Nice little kind of bungalow, kind of small 2-bedroom at most, little house with a little walk-up porch, and she greets you. Well, yeah, we'll say, yeah, she able to greet you. And she says, "Oh, did you hear anything?"
Yes, Jenna, hello. We've figured out a few things. Might we come in, take a seat?
Oh, of course, of course. And she welcomes you into her living room, gets you coffee or tea or whatever you want. Sits down
Sure.
with her worried eyes.
Ah, yes. Thank you. We've been asking around today, finding some things out. A couple of quick questions for you. You said Ricky was your boyfriend?
Uh, she pauses. She says we were dating. Yes, for 6 years.
Has there been any inclination of something more?
We talked about it, but I don't want to get married in Grizzly Hills.
Ah, of course, you'd rather be elsewhere before that would happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why do you ask?
Seems as though others were perhaps under the impression that you were married.
Those guys think every girl who comes into their life is someone else's wife.
Ah, understandable. Hmm. Has Ricky ever tried to, I don't know, run away from anything else before? From what you've seen in your years dating him? Tried to avoid problems?
He runs away from a lot of things. Ricky does. Yes.
Things such as what?
Everything. Bills, work, me. Like he's a quitter, but he's never just up and left town before. That's never something he's ever done.
Until now, it seems. Sort of, look down a little bit. Kind of, yeah, I mean, people have said they saw Ricky leaving town.
That's what she says. That's what they said, but I don't think he did.
What do you think he did?
I think he got hurt. I think he is lost. I think he's somewhere at the bottom of a ditch or a ravine somewhere. I don't think he left town. I don't think he would have done that. There's a knock, 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 and then a of the front door.
Expecting someone?
She kind of stands up, looks over. A man with kind of tossed and rough, dark hair, pretty lean build, and wearing a kind of dirty flannel overshirt enters. He goes, Jenna? She stops. She goes, oh, it's Ricky! Ricky, oh my god! And she kind of very excitedly kind of walks up and gives him a very embracing hug. And he hugs her. She goes, oh my god, I was just talking to these people about you. She's like, you're back. And he's like, I'm so sorry, honey. He's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, where the hell have you... She turns to you both. She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I'm so sorry to have brought you into all this mess.
Glad to see he's all right.
Yes, very glad. Welcome home, Ricky.
And he kind of turns to both of you. Yes, it's good to be home. And he puts out a hand.
Shake it. Tobias Knox.
Sarah Williams.
Ricky. And he just shakes your hand very rigidly.
You had quite a few people worried about you, Ricky.
I just need to clear my head for a bit.
For 2 days?
For a bit, yeah.
And is it clear now?
I think, yeah, things have never been more clear. Feel like I have a purpose now.
That is good. Everyone should have a purpose, Ricky. I'm glad you found yours. And what might yours be? What has brought you back here?
He kind of thinks for a minute, looks around. I came back to do right by Jenna and to make an honest woman out of her. He nods, approvingly of himself.
Well, I mean, I suppose Ricky has returned, so...
Seems that way. Out of
Not-
curiosity, Ricky, where have you been for 2 days?
He kind of pauses. I just drove to Arthur, the town down further the mountain. I stayed in a motel, and then I came back.
Anything in between?
There's not much in between here and Arthur, except for a gas station.
You say you look like really dirty, or
Go ahead and roll sharp. You're going to roll sharp, and this is what's known as investigate a mystery.
all right, sure.
Oh boy, howdy. 7.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to ask one question. Let me roll on up here to investigate a mystery. So... this is going to be fun. Investigate a mystery. So these are contextual, but I like to kind of use them. Where the fuck is my investigate a mystery? Hello, team. Kick some ass. Oh, yeah. So, what happened here? So you can ask one of these. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can hurt it? Or sorry, no. Actually, we're gonna make this. That's actually not correct. We're gonna do read a bad situation. So what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What are you most vulnerable to? And what's the best way to protect the victims? We'll kind of do it like that. I think that's kind of makes sense. You're kind of trying to read him. Is that kind of what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, you said he looked pretty dirty, right?
Yeah. Actually, maybe that's not really appropriate. Yeah, here it is. Sorry. Because it's investigative mystery, you get 1. What happened here? And I will say, what is being concealed here? Those are the 2 questions you could ask. We'll do it that way.
Okay. All right. What happened to you? You all kinds of dirty and stuff. You say you're down at the motel. Did you not get cleaned up?
He pauses and blinks. I guess without Jenna, and he puts an arm around her, I really don't know how to take care of myself.
But how did you get all dirty?
I was dirty from working. I didn't change my clothes. I didn't bring a change of clothes.
All right.
Quite a rash decision.
I needed to clear my head.
You did mention that.
Yes, indeed. Jenna, do you mind a quick word?
Sure. And she kind of is clinging to Ricky, and she kind of steps away from him and like looks back, smiles, and then you guys kind of take her over to a corner, and she says, "What? This is great. He's back."
It is. I mean, I was, looking into the situation because of you. So, I just wanted to check in and see if there was anything further you would like me to figure out, or if just he's back now and that's enough for you.
She says, I'm just happy to have him back.
Is that his normal demeanor? The way he be acting?
She glances back. She says, he seems a little tired. A little unfocused. He'll be back to himself in a couple days.
Alright.
Alright, hopefully so, Jenna. Hopefully so. If you need anything else, give me a call.
Thank you both very much. And she kind of gives you a kind of soft little hug, if you allow it. And she bids you adieu. And before you leave, Ricky is like, thank you both very much for looking into my disappearance. He holds out a hand.
Of course, Ricky. That's what we're here for. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again.
He smiles. I think I'm here to stay.
That's good.
Glad to hear.
He gives you a rigid smile and bids you adieu, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll exit the house. Oh. Ricky, a weird one. So, Sarah, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a weird vibe from Ricky.
And, I mean, I don't know Ricky, but he seemed quite a bit off.
It's an off situation, but yes, even beyond that, it was quite strange.
Yeah, I just get this feeling that there's something he ain't telling.
Very much so. Very much so. Well, I mean... You think it's worth looking into?
I mean, what more is there to look into, really? The only thing to do would be to go down to Arthur and see if he actually stayed at a motel, but...
Yeah, I mean, not that, but... Just... I don't know. Speak to him some more, keep tabs on the situation. See what plays out here.
Yeah. I think that sounds fine.
Alright.
Okay. So what is your next approach? What is the next thing you wanted to try to do? There's the abandoned sanitarium. There's Pat and Bernie. There's, of course, Jenna and Ricky.
What time of day is there?
It'd be mid-afternoon to, well, we'll say 3 p.m.
Okay.
Getting there.
3 p.m.
Yep.
You got a bit more sunlight for the day. You perhaps want to go check in on that Bernie lady?
We could. I would say it's either that or check by the camping place that he mentioned.
Suppose we could do that.
Yes, I'm sort of don't want to say itching for some action, but I'm itching for some action.
Well, can't say I don't share the sentiment.
That's good then. We can make a stop there, then check out Patty and Bernadette after.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Okay.
Vroom vroom.
So you make your way to the northeasterly direction towards what you believe to be kind of the creek, the kind of campgrounds there to the northeast. You arrive and you do find what is commonly used as like the kind of camping area. We'll say it's maybe even like a small little state park or city park, state park kind of situation. Little entrance and all that. You kind of drive up into it and look for the. There doesn't seem to be that many people here. It's the middle of the week and it's getting colder and it's starting to get darker already. You're starting to kind of lose daylight. And you do arrive at a couple different campgrounds. So someone go ahead and roll sharp. This is going to be investigate a mystery.
All right, you doing it or am I doing it?
I think we have the same sharp, so I guess it doesn't particularly matter. But you probably roll better than I do.
8.
Very consistent.
8?
Yeah.
Okay, Crone. So tell me, what is Tobias's physical age?
His age?
Yep.
26. No, he said like early 20s, right? Like 20.
Okay.
24.
24. So you are investigating this kind of cleared out campsite, and you are looking around where you believe to be just kind of all around, actually, kind of looking for remnants. You do notice that the water seems to glow a kind of almost iridescent and kind of effervescent blue. It's very, very beautiful water and has this slight glow to it. You can ask, what happened here? What is it going to do? What is being concealed here? What can it do? Those are the 4 questions you can ask.
What's being concealed here?
So whatever this point source of pollution is, it definitely comes from upstream and up the mountain. And this water does seem to be contaminated in some fashion. As you get close enough, and it's very, very light at this point because it's just a little trickle of water. As you do get closer, your body ages 1 year.
Do I like...
You could start to so when Tobias looks up, he looks slightly older.
That's crazy.
Tobias, you okay?
Do I like realize that like anything happened?
No, you just kind of feel this slight little adjustment of your face starts to hurt a little bit. That's about it.
What was that, sir?
I asked if you're okay.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. It might just be a trick of the eye. Look like it's nothing. If you're okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just some strange. Looks like the water's contaminated here or something. Perhaps coming from somewhere upstream. I don't know.
I suppose. Do we know what's upstream? Is there any like plants or anything that we would know from upstream?
Upstream, so you're kind of on the northeast of the town, which is, I will say, you're kind of on the southeast part of the mountain. So it's just more mountain upstream. There's lots of different caves and rivers and things like that. There's kind of the main river that runs through. There's probably cisterns and cave systems and things like that. So there's just more wilderness upstream, I guess you could say.
Search around to see if there's been any traces of people being there, like actually camping.
There definitely were. There definitely were people. Yep.
Okay. Did they leave anything or
no?
Just traces of people being there.
Yep, just impressions. And you do know that the sanitarium is located. The abandoned sanitarium is located upstream, as it were, up the mountain.
Oh.
It's not quite to the log camps, but you guys are, y'all are here. The sanitarium is here. The log camp is way up there. Kind of very simplistically.
Something polluting. I mean, I can't think of anything that would be polluting into it. Only place might be the sanitarium, I suppose.
Yeah, perhaps some degenerates over there are messing with something, or
perhaps some drunk asshole's been doing something.
Yes. Perhaps. maybe could check it out.
Okay. What do you wish to do?
Do sanitarium?
Yeah. Going to the sanitarium.
Going to the sanitarium.
Depressing song.
That's right. Let's do, I think this one. So, you pull up in your little red car to the abandoned sanitarium. You can see this kind of 2-story, almost hospital-like structure with I'll say 4-story, well, it's a small town, 2-story with these kind of 2 separate wings and this longer middle body that connects the two in the abandoned sanitarium. You pull up to it. What do you wish to do there?
I guess, you want to go in?
I suppose we could, yeah. Gotta go snoop around, see if we can find anything.
You suppose? Are you frightened?
I mean, are you not? This place is kind of creepy.
I mean, it's creepy, but nothing that I couldn't handle.
Yeah. Always the brave face. I get it.
Well, après-vous.
Well then, after you.
All right, of course. Walk in.
Okay. It has been abandoned for some time, but the kind of the common uses of it still leave a great deal of filth and kind of old newspapers, broken bottles, things like that. So it is still kind of musty and a kind of very much roughly used abandoned sanitarium. And you kind of enter into it. There is, of course, no lighting of any kind. There's spray paint and graffiti all around, broken bottles on the floor. Just kind of step through. Go ahead and roll sharp, whoever wants to investigate.
Alright, you got this time.
Alright.
7.
We're so consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, mixed success is the most common result. So 7, you get to ask 1. What happened here? Where did it go? What is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here?
Okay. So you kind of stroll around and walk around for some time in the abandoned sanitarium and are kind of looking for anything, but there doesn't seem to be anything too strange around. It gets darker because this takes you quite some time to walk every single hall, investigate so it is now nighttime, and there is this kind of blue light off in the distance to the east, kind of back from where you came, but not all the way down the mountain. And it seems to be kind of floating in the sky, blinking.
You see that, Tobias? That blue light?
I do. Blue light, that rings a bell.
And you hear this kind of shing, 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 shing. Like metal bending. Kind of like a walking something.
Do I have any weapons?
Let's find out. As you reach into your little bag there, you actually do find a weapon. You get to choose as a professional. Scrolling up here and finding it. You get to choose. You know. So, serious weapon. Assault rifle, grenade launcher, sniper rifle, grenades, or a submachine gun. You get to pick one.
Ooh, a submachine gun.
Okay. And you either get a flak vest, which is a 1 armor hidden, or combat armor, which is 2 armor heavy, but you like actually have to adorn it and everything.
Flak vest.
So you have 1 armor and it's hidden. It goes under your clothes. Mm-hmm. You have 2 normal weapons as a professional. 38 revolver, 9mm, hunting rifle, shotgun, big knife. Sorry.
Let's go with the 9mm. Oh man. Shotgun.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
I don't get the reference.
But thank you for
Of
your
course you
contribution. I got the reference. It's not a knife. This is a knife. So you 38 revolver and a big knife. Is that what you said? Sorry, or shotgun?
9mm and do I want the knife or not?
Knives can be handy. The 9mm is loud. It's also a close weapon. So you have to be within close distance. It's loud, which means you will attract unwanted attention when you use it and cause a ruckus. Part of being a...
Shotgun isn't loud.
Well, shotgun is... I was suggesting shotgun and knife, but yeah. Knives are a good thing to have. They're good things to have.
Yeah, the shotgun doesn't have a loud tag. Interesting. All right.
It's messy, though, which is very...
messy.
Yeah, that's similar.
We'll go shotgun knife.
Okay.
Our submachine gun will be good enough for...
It is messy, which means it causes destruction around it. Which
Yeah, that's
yeah.
A-okay.
So you're like, do I have any weapons? And in fact, you do.
I got the whole freaking armory in my bag.
Decked out.
And you hear this kind of and this kind of spinning noise as you see a wheelchair kind of spin around and pass over the door, and that walking sound continues.
Guys, what in the hell is it?
I'll call out and say, "Hello, is anybody there?"
The noise.
Pulling out shotgun.
Okay. There's like a and another from now behind you.
From behind. What the? So if you come out now, this doesn't have to get messy.
And a kind of tall but not that tall, maybe 6 feet, kind of lithe creature that seems to be entirely made of metal bars and kind of clockwork and circuitry steps forward and turns with a singular kind of ocular glowing blue light. It has
crazy.
It has articulated fingers that it forms into a fist, and they begin to whirl, and it goes to attack you. What do you wish to do?
Is it like I have a choice of like I attack or I dodge or?
Yep. So you just got what we're going to do is you're going to start with the fiction, and we'll walk you through the mechanics. So just what do you do fiction wise? Standing, do you protect Sarah? Do you fire off a shot? Do you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess if it's coming at me, I'm just gonna shotgun, just pump and then bow.
All right, so you're gonna roll tough. This is roll kick some ass.
Oh shit, yeah, we're fucked.
You're very suave.
Yeah,
Can talk the talk, can't walk the walk.
Neither of us are-
Oh, I can.
A pog. What'd you get?
All 10.
A 10. Okay, so that is a great success. I'm just double checking there aren't any relevant skills here. Yeah, you're good. So you're able to inflict an additional harm, or you can put them where you want them. Let me go over all the things. 75 or something. I should have the basic move sheet out, but I'm just not that good. So you gain 1 extra effect on a 10+. You either gain an advantage and take +1 forward. God damn music! Why must you be the bane of my existence? +1 forward. Inflict terrible harm. So anytime you attack a monster, unless you're like a great distance away or they can't quite interact with you, you will take harm from the monster. So you can either inflict more harm to it, take less harm for yourself, or force them where you want them.
Let us deal more harm.
Okay, so that should be a total of 4 harm to the creature. Boom! The blast of shotgun flies into this clockwork-like construct, and it kind of scatters around its form. You see, it takes damage, but not as much as you had initially hoped. It seems to have reduced your harm by at least 1, and takes 3 harm. And when it does that, it very quickly swings with a backhand at your face and clocks you. You take 2 harm, which is reduced by 1 because of your armor, so to 1 harm. Sarah, what do you wish to do?
I'm not entirely sure what I can do.
So we'll just start with the fiction and describe your main thing is spell casting. A spell slinger, which is mean you can use combat magic. So do you picture it more of a wall, a blast, like a ball? Like what? Describe me the spell or the magic that you intend to use.
Seeing Tobias get hit, I think she wants to put something between them and whatever it is.
Okay, so that would be a wall. And what element what is Sarah's element? Fire, force, wind, lightning, entropy, frost, ice, earth, or necromancy.
Ooh.
Say probably like ice. Frost.
Okay. So you are going to be able to conjure an ice wall. Go ahead and roll. You are rolling kick some ass, but you're rolling with weird. So go ahead and roll weird.
Okay. 11.
Holy shit! So this wall that you're conjuring does one harm, but you can do, So here's what you can do. You can either deal harm to the creature and restrain it. I'm just double checking. Yeah. It's ice, you said?
Yeah.
So you can either add 1 harm and restrain the creature, or you can do no harm but give armor to Tobias.
Probably try to restrain it.
Alrighty, so you conjure up an ice wall, and it kind of arcs through, and takes the creature by surprise. I will say, when this happens, the creature reaches and swipes at you, and you will take 2 harm.
Okay.
But it is actually now restrained, so that hinders it greatly. Tobias, what do you wish to do?
It's restrained currently.
Yep.
Gonna take another shot at it with the shotgun.
Okay.
Just pump it again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll tough, which is kick some ass.
11.
You guys are faker. So you can either choose to inflict more harm, +1 forward, reduce the harm you're about to take, or put them where you want them.
Well, it's already restrained, right? So,
It is.
what does that mean?
So generally, so it's more narrative, but basically to me, that means that the creature can't swipe back as effectively, especially against people who are a little bit further away.
Okay, I'll just deal more damage. Full pump.
So it's going to swipe at you as you try to do this. However, you're going to reduce the harm by 1, and because it's restrained, I'll say it reduces it another at 1. So you're actually going to end up taking 0 damage. But it does swipe at you as you back away. You blast it with your shotgun, which is 4 damage, reduced 4 damage, reduced by 1, which means you'll do 3 damage total, and this creature blows apart. It's circuitry and clockwork flying everywhere.
Ooh.
And the ocular device, the head-like structure and head and eye-like structure, whirs and spins, and then powers down.
I told you this place is creepy.
Oh, well, I told you it wasn't anything I couldn't deal with, but I think we were both right.
Perhaps she gets out of here.
Yes, perhaps so. I'll go like grab the ocular thingy mabobber.
Alrighty. So as you grab the ocular thingamabobber, you are going to age 3 years.
Okay.
And there's
Is that like really noticeable?
So here's what happens. As he picks up the ocular, there's this kind of ripple effect and this kind of pulse around the air. And you see Tobias shift. You see his body kind of shift. And he goes from standing in one place to another.
Tobias, whatever you just did, well, you were in one spot and now you're in another.
Yes, I walked. I walked over there, picked this up.
Are you sure that's safe?
What, this? No, I'm not sure at all, but I'm going to figure out what it is.
Keep that away from me.
Alright.
And you see that blue light has now disappeared out of the sky.
Alright.
Thank you, Rayman, for the follow. Thanks so much. Yep. So that is the scene that you were left with.
Can we go now, or you gotta pick up some more stuff?
No, just this, I suppose, and we can get on out of here. Think I took a bit of a hit there, but nothing I couldn't handle.
Yeah, it smacked me real good too.
Oh, it did, yeah, so you should get you to back to home. You can rest up for the evening.
Out of curiosity, like how much damage is like harm like?
So how it works is 8 is dead, if I remember correctly. 4, you become unstable and have to have specialized care or magic or some kind of intervention. But 4 is basically, once you take 4 harm, you start to take harm. You continuously start to take harm after, like every so often, depending on the narrative. So yeah, 4 harm is when you have to start to worry. It's a fairly brutal system. You can die pretty easily. You got to be careful when you're engaging with monsters. The thing that you just engaged with was a minion, was not actually a monster.
Is it do we like have that harm now and then it gets added onto later? Or?
You will have that harm until you rest,
Oh.
or heal it through other means.
Do you have any of those healing capabilities, Sarah, by chance? You
I have no idea.
Would you like to try?
Sure, I'll try.
So you are going to. So whenever Sarah casts her magic, what does that look like? What is the? So she needs to do. You need to do 3 out of 4 of these things. You need to use consumables, some kind of focus, gestures, or incantations. Which one of those does Sarah not do? That's not part of her magical repertoire.
Probably consumables.
Alrighty, so you have a foci, you do gestures and incantations. What focus do you use?
Is this something that needs to just be on her, or something that she needs to be like actively using?
Actively using.
Okay, probably some type of like bracelet thing that also like has like chains that go up to a ring on her finger that she uses.
Nice. Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll weird. This is actually a use magic roll.
Okay. 10.
Ooh, we're nuts.
Holy shit, you all are nuts. You're so good. Alright, so you can, in fact, you heal 1 harm from magic. However, you should know that magic is actually pretty tumultuous and can be very dangerous to use. But you are able to heal 1 harm to someone if you so choose.
Alright. She'll heal Tobias.
Alrighty.
Oh.
And so these are the effects of use magic. You can just kind of keep in mind, and we'll go over them every time. Inflict harm, enchant a weapon, do one thing beyond human limitations, kind of vague. Bar or place a portal, trap, banish, summon, communicate, observe, and heal. So those are the kind of things you can do with magic. It's very fiction, you would kind of use the fiction. And there will be limits and kind of things that we play with as we go on. But that is the deal.
Alright.
Oh, wow, that I feel better now. Thank you, Sarah.
Of course. Can we go now?
Yes, of course. All right.
You all you leave and make your way down the mountain. The ocular device does quit whirring. It does not emit any more energy because it's been separated. But it's still kind of what it is, this kind of head ocular-like structure. You head home for the night and get your rest and try to heal your harm. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drive her home. And then, yeah. So we're, oh, I guess to drive her home, it's like, do you need anything else? Are you all right?
No, I think I'll be alright.
Okay.
The drink might be in order, but other than that, should be okay.
The drink does sound good right now.
You want to come in and have one?
Sure. Might as well if you're offering.
Yeah. Let's them inside and get a drink.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. The night passes and morning comes.
Good morning. Are you feeling better?
Oh, much better.
That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Got that device things nearby? Like, is it doing anything?
I don't know. I left it in my car.
Hopefully your car didn't turn into something.
I don't imagine it would have, but I suppose I could check. Get up, look out a window at my car. My car's all rusted. We're pissed.
Yeah. So your car is a pile of rust.
What? My car?
It looks old. It looks old, like it's just been sitting there for ages. It's there. You can see there's vines grown into it, and it's just been the earth has taken it back. It's completely the tires aren't even there anymore, and it's just yeah.
That's not my car. Someone stole my car. Sarah, someone has stolen my car, and that is there in place of it.
Yikes.
I mean, I know it's a bit rusty. Uh,
Rusty, Sarah, this is like, you know, those stories that they tell of, like, you know, this, I don't know, time travel magics and stuff. I don't know. It seems like this is from some sort of post-apocalyptic, you know, one of those things. Like
I
it just,
mean,
it's been there for centuries and centuries.
yeah. I mean, that's still your car. I reckon it's good thing that you didn't bring that thing inside with us.
Very curious. I think this thing might be of interest to my boss. Perhaps they'll end up being able to get me a new car.
Yep. Do we want to be moving that thing around though?
Yeah, I suppose not. Not after, that, but we'll see. We'll see what's to be done. Probably have to make a call first. Mind if I use your phone?
By all means.
Alright, don't actually know, but I would assume I have some way to contact my, employer.
You do. You have a phone that you have a thing that you call, and you always leave a voicemail.
Oh, is it a voicemail? Alright.
Yep.
Call and say, I've discovered some very interesting things in the Grizzly Hills here. There was some sort of creature made of metal, ended up destroying it, and it left something that I took. It seems to be able to, I don't know, age things very quickly. Very, very quickly. It also means my car is indeed ruined. If you would happen to perhaps be able to replace it, I can continue on my investigations here. As well as you might be interested in this, whatever this artifact is, or something of the sort, I don't know. But
Beep! And you get cut off.
alright.
I'm picturing like this abandoned this rarely used gas station or something somewhere, or like some kind of like just something weird and isolated where your voice carries out into the room. That's kind of what I'm picturing for the voicemail, wherever that voicemail is, that recorder. So, what do you all wish to do?
Well,
Guess you're driving today.
I suppose I am. That thing's definitely not coming in my car, though. I don't have some benefactor to just give me stuff.
Yes, well, I'm hoping that my employer does show some bit of mercy. I mean, if I were them, I'd probably be intrigued about this thing, so replacing one car is, with the resources they have, not the biggest of deals.
I was thinking, though, and as you mentioned it, I heard parts of your conversation, but the aging bit, that might have some type of tie to that old lady we saw. She said she saw a blue light.
That is true, you are quite right, Sarah. Very, very, very intriguing. Good work.
Perhaps we should go see this Patty.
Yes, I think so. I guess Bernie might actually be the real one.
Might be.
Yes, things are starting to link together here. Well, let's be on our way.
All right. So what is Sarah's car like?
I don't really know cars that well, but it would probably not be the most expensive thing. Definitely not that cool to drive.
It's like a what do you fucking call those things? Oh, it's like it was in my mind. Probably like a Ford Tempo or something, like really small and like really shitty.
Yeah.
A little shitty beater. Maybe because of her magical prowess, like technologies and all that doesn't work. Kind of very Dresden, like doesn't work well around her. So you get in this little cramped little car and kind of drive down to Patty's, and you're able to arrive there. Nice little beautiful house with kind of baby blue paint and idyllic white shutters and that kind of thing. Nice little large porch that sits out on, a little veranda, if you will. And you're able to knock on the door. There's this little kind of nice little yellow bird kind of symbol on the door. After a short little while, she does answer. A woman with kind of this really nice red hair, but it's like done up into a little perm. She's wearing a nice little necklace, has a really nice little day outfit on. She's like, can I help you?
Hello, sorry, my name is Tobias Knox. Do you have a moment, perhaps, or investigators?
Investigators? From the insurance company or something? I don't understand.
No, but I don't know if you've heard. I guess to give a little bit of context, we were researching the whereabouts of Ricky, a man who seemed to have disappeared from town. And during that investigation, we have come across some very, very interesting things likely related to your daughter.
Bernie? I don't think she has anything to do with it, but come on in.
No, not with that, but yes, I'll enter and...
She just kind of invites you in. You can see Bernie is, she says, you don't see Bernie, but she says Bernie is actually home today. She wasn't feeling altogether too well. But come sit, and she invites you to sit in her little sitting room. She's like, so what does this have to do with my Bernie?
You said Bernie is home right now?
Mm-hmm. She is. She wasn't feeling too great today. Think she might have caught a bug when we were camping this weekend.
Ah, yes.
So you're just camping?
Yeah, we often do. It's kind of the last good weekend to do it this season. It's gonna get pretty cold at night now.
Of course. How long did you stay for?
Just Friday to Sunday.
Set up by the creek on the northeast side of town?
That's the one. It's quite idyllic, I thought. It's a nice little spot.
Did anything strange happen while you were camping?
Strange? She kind of thinks. She says, no, not really. She says, Bernie, she and I, she would do what we always did. And enjoyed the weather, and she played in the water. I watched, and that was it. She loves to swim, so.
Played in the water.
Notice anything off about the water? Perhaps.
Oh, Bernie said it was a little bit colder than usual, but I didn't see anything too off. She wandered up the creek, and I watched her. I had my brother came by on Sunday, before we leave, and they went off what do you call it, spelunking or what have you, but wasn't an issue. They both came back, and we packed up and left.
They both came back. How long were they gone for?
Maybe maybe an hour and a half, maybe two. I was cooking up a little bit of lunch for us to help us pack.
You notice any strange lights at all? Perhaps like a blue light?
Blue light. There was a kind of bright blue light in the sky most nights, but I just figured it was up from the logging camp, some kind of new safety mechanism. Yeah, or maybe some kind of transistor tower.
Could be.
Yeah, perhaps so. Some strange things. I don't want to alarm you, but there might have been. We went out to the waters near the camp, and it seemed to be perhaps a bit polluted from something upstream, up creek.
Polluted?
Yes, unfortunately so.
She kind of gets up and walks over to the stairs. Bernie, come down here, honey. There's these kind of slow footsteps. Kind of slow and deliberate and kind of surprisingly heavy. And you see, as Bernie descends the stairs, she's doing that thing where kids kind of slump, and then they move their feet forward and they slump, and they move their feet forward and they slump.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And she stops on the landing and looks over to you all. Yes, Mother? Do we have guests? We do, Bernie. This is, I'm sorry, what were your names?
Tobias Knox.
My name's Sarah Williams.
Oh, pleasure to meet you both. Again.
Pleasure.
Say hello, Bernie. And Bernie goes, hello.
Does she look like a little kid?
She does.
Okay. Let's. Hello, Bernie.
Hello.
Your mother tells me you were off camping the other day. Is this true?
Yes, we went camping over the weekend, as we often do.
Okay. And you played in the water?
I love to swim.
Was anything wrong with the water?
It was a little cold.
Can I do one of those, investigate the situation thingies?
Roll sharp, Chief.
No. 3.
Oh, no.
This is going to be read a bad situation because you're definitely in one. On a failure, unfortunately, the monster gets to learn something about you.
Oh shit!
Yes. I think you're all doing really well. So this creature.
It's a mark experience.
You do.
Yeah,
I do. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are so smart. But yeah, that's good. I should mention that. God damn it! Where is my basic move sheet? 1 second, folks. So they are basically going to learn what your best way. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna learn. I get to make a hard move here, and what happens is this creature that you are not aware that you're talking to, but you're starting to get the heebie-jeebies.
Yep.
They're going to get a read on you. They're going to be able to get some idea that you might be a little on to them. As you try to read them, they end up reading you.
All right.
So that is what happens. And she smiles. She says, she just smiles.
Bernie, you remember anything like a blue light or any type of light?
There was a blue light. It would blink at night. She looks over to her mother. We just thought it was from the logging camp.
Right.
Or perhaps some transistor tower.
And your mother mentioned that you went off with your uncle?
Yeah. Yeah. We went into the caves near the head of the river and one of the waterfalls.
Anything happen while you were in there?
No. Nothing's in the caves.
All right, something's in the caves.
She kind of steps over to her mother and kind of leans on her. She looks up. Mama, I don't feel very good. Oh, that's all right, honey. Well, I'm sorry to upset you. And she lifts her up and kind of pats her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we can't be of more help. I'm still not quite understanding what you're exactly searching for. But
We're investigating the pollution in the river. So.
Right. Well, we didn't see any pollution.
Right.
Yes. Sorry to be of trouble. Actually, was a couple more things. I know your daughter's not feeling well. Perhaps you can put her to bed and then just have a couple more questions.
Sure. And as she steps up and kind of is lifting her over her shoulder, you see that Bernie is just kind of staring at both of you.
Yeah, Bernie lucky him with not just, pull out the fucking gun
and she gives you a little wave. Goodbye. She says, bye.
Fucking watch yourself, Bernie.
Through the gun, I'll punch you out, Bernie. I'm waiting for the scene where Tobias just knocks an 8-year-old to the ground with a gun. Straight in the gut. And
yeah, just wait downstairs.
Okay.
Say goodbye, Bernie. Hope you feel better.
she eventually returns. Patty does, and she says, what were the last couple of questions you had?
Is your brother still in town?
My brother. Yeah, of course he's still in town. He lives a couple streets over.
Can we get his address? Just to check up on,
Sure.
him going up to the cave, see if he saw any pollution that we might have been up there.
Sure. She gives you the address.
Yes, thank you. How do I don't know. Alright, just we might possibly return later. But I just wanted to check and see if everything was okay.
Oh, good luck. And she just kind of opens the door for y'all. Have a good rest of the day. If you come by, I'll be happy to welcome you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
I hope your burner feels better.
Oh, I think she's on the rebound. Shuts the door. You are standing on the porch.
Start walking towards the car and Tobias. I don't know if it's just me, but was there something off with that child?
That child is not Bernie. I don't know what it is, but it's not her.
Thinking we should go and talk to her brother, see if he has any insight, or do you think we might run into a similar situation?
Sarah, I'm thinking we might run into a similar situation, but I think some action has to be taken.
I agree.
So yeah, I think we can. And then return here after, and yeah, I think we're going to have to do something about it. Just not sure how exactly the mother's going to feel about it.
What exactly are you saying?
You remember that old woman?
Yeah. Probably was actually Bernie.
Yes, which means that child? Well, your guess is as good as mine.
Right, but I mean, we know that, but I don't know if we can convince other people about that.
Perhaps Patty. Perhaps actually, man, we don't have cell phones. That is quite inconvenient.
Isn't it lovely?
Are you a benefactor didn't give you one?
I don't think those are invented yet. No, they said they're working on the technology, but it's not quite perfected yet. Soon, though.
The old no cell phone setting. Don't have to
Soon,
fucking
though.
deal with the constant contact.
Yeah, there's like no cell phones, no like sending stones. We're just like in the middle of everything. It's just not a good time to live in. It's really not.
Well, Sarah could try.
No, unless you have some magics.
Sarah, does that feel like something Sarah could do?
Nope.
Okay then. Not her style.
Not really my area of expertise, if you will.
Unfortunate.
I mean,
Yeah.
I usually just use a phone.
She's never bothered looking into the magic. She's like, I just use a phone.
Yeah, we just don't have one here, but we potentially could use one at. I don't know. What was Patty's brother's name? I don't know if she gave a name.
John. Doesn't matter.
John. All right. We can stop by John's house, perhaps borrow his phone. But I'm thinking that.
John might not be there.
Might be a word.
Yeah, I'm thinking that John might not be there. Or if John is there, it's a similar situation to Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyways, I'm thinking that we take Patty to wherever the real Bernie is, so she might start to get some inclination as to the situation.
You could try to do that, yeah. Might have to call in a favor with the police.
That wouldn't be an issue.
You and your connections.
They're very useful. Okay. Stop by John's house.
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay. You stop by there. And there's a man greets you. We'll say red hair, just like his sister. Kind of average looking guy. He's like, can I help you?
Hello, my name is Tobias Knox, and this is my associate Sarah. Are you John?
That's me. John. And he points to himself.
Yeah. You're
people wild.
you're Patty's brother, yeah?
Patty is my sister. We are siblings, yes.
That is good to hear. Yeah, we're just doing a bit of investigation around town. Looking into, I mean, there was a sort of someone going missing recently, and wanted to see if you had any sort of informations as to how that might have come about.
He says, someone went missing? That's very sad.
Yes, extremely so.
Very sad, very sad. Perhaps you saw something in the caves the other day when you were camping?
He pauses. No missing people in the caves, no.
Anything in the caves at all?
Rocks.
I'm sorry to trouble you. Do you mind if we come in for a moment? We have a few more questions. I want to write some things down.
He kind of steps aside and puts his arm out. Come in.
Thank you. Sort of walk in, look around, give a look to Sarah, and just give a wink.
He shuts the door and locks it. Turns around. Can I offer you any water, coffee, or tea?
No, that's quite all right.
None for me, thank you.
Gives you a rigid smile and he walks over to his living room, and he sits by a gun cabinet and in a kind of a lonely little recliner. There's this kind of awkward little love seat position in front of the TV as well, and he just says, "Please sit."
I'm just gonna stand and like look around for a little bit, look to the gun collection. So
Alright, well, sit down.
okay. That's quite a collection you have there.
He looks over. Fascinating machines, aren't they?
Very much so. How long have you been collecting for?
As long as I can remember.
Since you were a child.
That's a long time.
He says, my father always collected too. Hunter, you know?
Ah,
That
of
makes
course.
sense. What's your father's name?
He looks up. Why does that matter?
I'm curious about your father's name.
He kind of looks around. Boyd.
Boyd.
Boyd D. Boyd.
Boyd Boyd. What a man. He was a hunter, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. But, yes, back to the real thick of things here.
He kind of
Do you know-
stands up suddenly as you're talking. Yes.
Do you happen to know anything about someone going missing recently by the name of Ricky?
No.
No, you don't. Well, do you happen to know anyone by the name of Bernie?
That's my niece.
Ah, that's your niece. I heard you out camping a few days ago. Is this correct?
Correct. 2 days ago, finished camping.
I finished camping. Anything? Anything strange happen? You see anything strange when you were camping?
No, nothing strange. Water was a little cold.
Didn't see any pollution in the water.
Clean, just cold.
Any blue lights in the sky.
Yep, but those were from the logging camp, right?
That's what I've heard multiple times.
He smiles.
You know, actually, I might take a cup of tea if you're still offering.
He looks at you. Sure. Be right back.
As he turns around,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Just pull out the gat. Fucking just stab at him.
though, yep, pulling out my gun, bang.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry. Sorry. So you what are you doing? Sorry, I got a message. Sorry.
As he's turning around, pull out. I don't know, not a shotgun, but oh wait, no, I guess my shotgun. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, it's gonna bang.
Roll some, kick some ass. What was it?
2.
Okay, so you and the gun goes off. When it does, you see him. He turns around and he sidesteps the blast.
Oh my god, what a faker.
So on a miss, I get to make a hard move here. Let's just kind of walk you through this. You are going to... Yes. So they sidestep the blast, and you're going to take 2 harm as the time simulacrum grabs onto you and starts to crush your arm with a machine-like strength and lift you up. So you are restrained, and you take 2 harm, which is reduced by 1 because of your armor. And they now have you. And they grab onto you.
I do get an XP though.
You do. Mark an experience.
Gotta level it up. Okay. They have me grabbed. It's like, Sarah.
Can I use blast for magic?
Yeah, so how this works is if you're just going to use your combat magic, you have access to a wall spell, and you can use it to either harm or protect.
Use it to protect Tobias.
Alrighty, so go ahead and roll kick some ass, but you're going to use roll weird. So that's how this works.
13.
Ooh. Holy shit! So you aren't going to do harm with it, but you fly over an ice wall and actually separate the time simulacrum from Tobias, and you provide Tobias with 2 armor as it separates. And Tobias, you can now fire over this wall and use it as protection. So again, as she kind of chants and uses that, she flicks forward, and this little bead of ice just goes. It separates the 2 of you.
All right. Thing lets go of me. I'll just
It does.
peek on over the wall. Take another shoot.
Okay.
Tough.
Yep.
4. We have stopped being... Well, I've stopped being faker.
You're stopped being faker. Faye's still on her bullshit. She's still literally the Terminator. So you go to fire the gun over the thing, but it's already started to swing at you again, and you're just not quick enough. It knocks the shotgun out of your hand, and that thing goes spinning. You do take 2 harm, however, you have up to 3 armor right now, so it just punches through the ice wall and kind of damages some of that barrier and flicks your gun away. So that's kind of what happens here.
Okay.
What are you doing there, Faye?
Try to use the wall to restrain.
Okay.
Make another wall to restrain, or...
You could do that if you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You just kind of describe narratively what you kind of want to do, and we'll go from there. What was your result?
9.
9. That is a mixed success. We'll go ahead and kind of look at what that looks like. So you are able to cast the spell off, but you are gonna get. You are going to take 2 harm.
Okay.
So you kind of create the wall yet again and provide Dane with more armor, but that actually leaves you opening as the ice wall kind of jumps forward and the creature rushes at you and does an overhead smash. Whack! And you can see now as he is fighting you and he has taken some damage, you can see there's this kind of metallic skeletal frame underneath him. What do you wish to do there, Tobias?
Do I see a phone in this room?
Yep.
What was that?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to pick up the phone and dial one of those 911s.
Okay, go ahead and roll Act Under Pressure, which is cool.
Oh, hell yeah, we're good at this. Never mind.
Oh, you failed again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
my God.
I've filled 5 boxes worth of experience.
You will advance. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
So here. Well, let's look at something here. Let's see. So You can. We'll start to kind of fill in your moves now that y'all are playing. You're kind of getting more into the nitty gritty. So let's look at the professionals' moves. What do you think, if anything, applies to Tobias right now in so far, with how you've been playing and experiencing him? You've got bottle it up, which is when you act under pressure. Medic, which I don't feel like you are. Tactical genius.
Tactical genius.
Definitely not. I'd probably be bottle it up out of all these.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and mark that one for now. So as you march forward and go over towards the phone, you are panicking because this creature is absolutely terrifying. And they punch, and they're already behind you, and they punch through the phone and break through the wall, and they bring it around and hit you upside the head with the phone. And you will take 2 harm, which is reduced by, we'll say it's still 0 because of the protective wall separating the two of you. But you did get knocked upside the head with the phone.
All right.
Sarah, what are you doing?
So what else can I do with magic right now?
You just start narratively, describe what you're trying to do, and we'll go through it.
Can I try to, like, blast him away from us? Like, to create some distance between us?
Sure, you could try. This is actually going to be use magic, not kick some ass. You're going to roll with weird.
Okay. 8.
8. So here's what happens. There is going to be a glitch with your spell. You are going to move him, but so it's either going to be shorter duration, lessened effect, you take 1 harm, or something unexpected happens.
Something unexpected is cool.
Okay. So what happens here is that as you blast them with magic, so you're just using generic magic at this point, and you can kind of describe what that looks like, but you kind of send this force of energy at them. The unexpected thing is that you actually end up sending them the opposite direction that you think, and they land into their gun cabinet and break it apart.
Oh. Hopefully that doesn't have any, they don't pick up a gun. Yikes.
I think we're dead.
Tobias?
Is the phone broken?
Yeah. They ripped it off the wall and hit you upside the head with it.
Yeah, probably broken. All right, what are these guns that fell from the cabinet?
All sorts of kinds and different makes. Hunting rifles, shotguns, buckshots.
I'll just pick up another. Oh man, pick up another shotgun.
Okay. Roll kick some ass. It's tough.
9.
Okay, so it's a mixed success. You are going to take some harm. 1 second. I used to have a cheat sheet, and I do not know what the hell I did with it. Okay, here we go. Thank the Lord. So with kick some ass, since this is kind of we're all learning this kind of thing from this side. So you're gonna do 3 harm to them. They're gonna in turn do 2 harm to you.
Okay. Is it still reduced by a wall or no?
Because the wall is no longer in play because she moved them away.
Right.
And there was a glitch. So so you take 1 less from your armor.
1. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, you'll take that harm. Sarah Williams, what are you doing?
Is there some way to wants to put a shield, some kind of shield between them and the other thing?
So what you can do is you can conjure the wall for ice. You can also do what's known as protect someone, which is using your physical body to impose, but you will take the harm that they take. It's up to you.
Let's do the wall.
However, if you want to conjure a shield around yourself when you protect someone, that is something you can choose as one of your moves. You'll gain 2 armor, and you'll take the you'll basically take the hit, but you'll have 2 armor whenever you do it. It's up to you.
Let's do that. That sounds good.
Okay, so go ahead and mark shield as one of your spells. I believe it's called move. Sorry,
Shield spell. I see.
because you can combine that potentially with your ice wall and have a bunch of armor when you protect people. So go ahead and roll help someone, protect someone. Excuse me, which is tough. Roll tough.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
That's a 1.
Mark an experience.
Ooh.
You are going to suffer all the harm that they were going to suffer, but you do have a shield of 2. So it goes to go slam on. I keep wanting to call you Tomster the whole night. What is wrong with me? Tobias, and bounces off of your shield that you've erected. Your shield of force. Tobias, what are you doing?
The shield has shielded.
Yep.
Now I'm there with the shotgun in my hand. I mean, I just keep shooting until it's dead, I guess.
Okay.
All right. 7.
You fire off a shot, and it blasts through the creature, and they fall apart
Oh.
and scatter.
Do I take any damage?
You do not, because she took it for you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of before it happened, but yeah.
Got you. Makes sense. All right. Just gotta like back it up. Just another shotgun shot as I'm like stumbling backwards. And Dias just like, oh, Sarah, there's this. I hate this place.
There's this you can hear this noise. You hear police sirens.
Yeah.
Because you've been, firing a gun in a house.
Yeah.
And there's just this living room is completely wrecked from all these shotgun blasts.
Yeah. And is there still like ice around?
There is. There's a good portion of the room is frozen over.
That's crazy. How are we gonna explain that one? Did this individual like bleed normally, or are they like?
They didn't. They were machine.
Okay, so it when you're like, yeah, we killed that, it's like that's not a person. It would be like very believable. Okay.
Correct. So as you look over and check for blood, the creature, the time simulacrum, warps out. Their body is gone, and you all age 5 years.
My youth.
Oh. Age 5 years.
Yep.
I'm 33 now. These years are adding up.
Yeah, it's a problem. And the police come in. What the Sam? And Bart is of course there, and is basically like, "What the Sam hell is happening here?" And that is where we will end tonight's set. We'll see if we ever get to pick up this crazy ass story again.
How are we gonna explain that one? Like, machine.
So there is a machine impersonating a person that we killed and somehow just disappeared, and it's also Antarctica in here.
I appreciate you both coming out tonight and joining me in this mess.
Yeah, it was fun.
So we're gonna do our end of session moves. So we're gonna answer these questions. Did we conclude the current mystery? No.
Hell no.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
I mean,
Not
Sarah
really.
kind of saved Tobias.
I'll allow it this time. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yep.
Yes. What did we learn?
We learned that there's time demons.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them demons, but yeah.
Some type of machine time stuff going on.
Yes. And did
And
we...
then people that can impersonate other people.
And then, did we learn something new about one of the hunters?
Oh, it's us.
Bias panics when he's under pressure.
Whoa.
So we'll go ahead and you can both mark 1 experience for those questions. Yeah. Damn. So Tobias, you have 2 more moves to pick. Well, excuse me. You have 1 more basic move to pick, and then you have an advancement to pick. Or let me just slow down my fucking roll here. So I get so excited. So let's go over to. Actually, let's do Faye. Faye, let's do your first because he has the most to chew through based on those things. So we're going down to Spellslinger, and so we chose for you Wall as your combat magic. Yeah, that's your base, and then we chose Frost or Ice for your effect.
Right.
And so those that you get at least 1 base, and you get at least 1 effect. Well, you have at least 1 effect. So you can either mark another kind of base or another kind of effect. Basically, you can either have 2 different kind of walls or have 2 different kinds of ice magic for your combat magic. You did want to blast something earlier, so that maybe you want to take blast.
Yeah, I was thinking blast.
So that is like a in front of you. It's like a thunder wave kind of effect, but with ice. It would be.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And it's very obvious, loud, close, and it's of course magic. So you have blast, wall, and you've marked ice. Okay.
Yep.
And then we're gonna come on down here, and you are gonna pick 3 of your spellslinger moves.
So I already have 1 for shield spell, right?
You do. Mm-hmm. Good pick.
2.
We didn't really get into too much of the nitty gritty of it, but anything that kind of speaks to you, I feel like could have been worse. Might be good. Might work for you because you did have a kind of magical mishap, but your magic was very under control. You seemed very practiced. So I feel like anything like practitioner could have been worse. Maybe even arcane reputation. Like Sarah seemed incredibly capable, so it doesn't seem like you have to deal too much with like the consequences of your own magic.
Yeah, our reputation seems pretty good for her. I'll take that one.
Okay. And then you'll have 1 more.
Yeah.
You specifically didn't seem interested in divination, so I don't think third eye would apply.
No.
Or forensic divination. I don't think that would. Well, forensic divination could, because that's just about magical questioning.
I think practitioner.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So you could choose 2 of the effects, and you'll have a +1 whenever under use magic. There's a list of effects potential, like summon, harm, heal, that kind of thing. You'll have +1 to your rolls when you choose one of those under use magic. All right, that is you. Oh, and you get to choose your gear. It never came up. You can either have an old revolver, a ritual knife, or an heirloom sword.
I don't think she really carries around a sword.
Some people do.
Probably just like an old revolver.
Nice. I that feels right. That feels right.
You know, when magic fails, you got your trusty old revolver.
Yep. My Spellslinger, in their Session 0, like, backstory game, this wasn't quite backstory, but this is, like, character development, all of his spells didn't work. He was a complete fucking mess, and everything was revolved around him fucking up. It was absolute... I rolled so poorly. I went and took... I didn't take Practitioner. I took Could Have Been Worse and Not My Fault. And I forget what else I took, but yeah, basically, Go Big or Go Home, because I did big magic. Yeah, it was funny to see the similarities between Oak and Sarah. Then let's go down to up to the professional here. So you've chosen 1 of your moves that you get to start with. You need to choose 2 more there, Chief. What speaks to you?
Oh, 2 more?
Yeah, because you pick 3 moves when you start total.
So unfazable.
Okay.
Of course.
I think that's true. Yeah.
And
And you already picked bottle.
yeah, bottle it up.
and unfaceable. So you have one more.
And then, when my employer gets back to me, maybe we have some mobility. We get the car for monster hunting now.
Okay, I like this. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. So he's gonna send you something that's kind of decked out, and you can kind of build that yourself. Okay. So choose.
Rest to time magic.
Yeah, well, unless they have that as an ability.
They don't, unfortunately.
So you're gonna mark 2 good things and 1 bad thing about your new monster hunting van or whatever it is. It's one of those, it's one of those Astro vans. It's gotta be because it's the 70s.
Yeah. So it's gonna have surveillance gear.
Yeah.
It's going to have. It's gonna be stealthy.
Okay.
Stealthy.
Vanta Black Astro. Astro van.
Stealthy.
And then a bad thing.
Bad thing. I guess it'll be a. Well, if it's stealthy, it can't be loud, obvious.
That makes sense.
Probably not temperamental. Tobias definitely want to drive a beaten up car.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a slow option? Maybe it's just really slow.
Yeah, I mean,
there is a slow option.
I mean,
its stealth technology really slows it down. Maybe that makes sense. You have to move slow in order for it to reflect the light properly.
That's fine. We'll go with slow.
There'll be no getaways in this thing.
No getaways, but really good at sneaking up on things.
Yep. So then we'll go into this and look at improvements. So you can basically add a +1 to anything, to your abilities, core abilities, but you can't go over 3 or 2. You can't go over 3 on cool, which I think you already have 3 on cool now.
Yeah, I have 3 now.
And you can't go over 2 on any of the other ones. You can take another professional move. You could take a move from another playbook.
Ooh.
Get command of an agency. That feels a bit much, but if you want to do that, that's absolutely fine.
Command of an agency team of monster hunters.
Yep.
Oh shit. I get a cool new car and some people at my disposal?
If you want to do that, that is fine.
Maybe we'll just +1 tough so we're not -1 every time.
It's entirely up to you. Taking a move from another playbook can be really interesting. I feel like if you looked in the crooked playbook,
I might take a look at that before I choose this section.
Okay. Because I feel like Tobias had some crooked aspects to him when you were because he's kind of, well, he seems like a liar.
Definitely.
Yeah, the taking notes was like, what is this?
Definitely not always a truther.
Not as such. Alrighty, folks. That's the whole kit and caboodle. I hope you all had a good time. This was pretty fun. Kind of wild. I learned a lot running my first time, I think. We'll go ahead and bid them adieu. We'll start with Crow.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed, definitely. If I ever return to this, to Tobias, then I think I have some, a good idea of how I'd want to play him in the future. But yeah, thanks for running it. My name is Crowan. I play a lot of TFT. We'll be playing in a tournament tomorrow, actually, at 1 p.m. Central. I'll be streaming that over on twitch.tv/Crowan. You can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Crowan. And that is that. Shout out C9. Smile.
C9 sponsored smile.
Sponsored smile.
Yeah. Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye. I also stream TFT, and I think there's some tournaments going on tomorrow that I'm playing in. I don't remember what time. There's, I think, 2 of them going on tomorrow that I might play in. I stream on Twitch which is Faye14, and my Twitter is @FayeHawks. And yeah, tonight was fun. I don't know how we're gonna get out of the situation if we do play again, because cops are gonna just roll up and be like, "What the hell happened?" And we're like,
Oh, we should do
Okay,
our
I got
favorite.
this.
We should do our favorite moment. I forgot about that part.
Oh, favorite moment.
There's a lot that happened, actually.
Yeah, there is a lot. Favorite moment, like Ricky coming back, and Sarah definitely was like, "Oh, what's going on with this guy?"
Oh yeah, Ricky's a monster too.
Well,
Time
probably.
simulacrum.
Ah man.
What about your favorite moment, Crowan? I feel like my favorite moment was you were like, "I'm gonna put a gat in that 8-year-old," like,
Yeah,
threatening Bernie.
Bernie real sus, actually. Yeah, yo, what did she say? Oh my, I forgot. It was one thing. I just started laughing. What did she say? I don't remember. Whatever Bernie said there.
It's hard when you're an automaton trying to pretend to be a human.
Yeah, she said some, like, 12th grade vocabulary.
Yeah, the transistor. When she was like, believe it was from a transistor tower.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was just like, all right, Bernie, you're not fooling me.
Good shit. All right, we're gonna raid someone. I think I'm gonna check to make sure they're not logging off. I think we're gonna raid Mythos Mystery Society. If not, we'll raid Welcome Party or someone. Stick around for the raid, folks. We'll see y'all later.